Hello, I'm Jeff Graham. We're going to be doing a tool and bushing inspection on an Epiroc HB2000. What I prefer to do is I normally start out as a one-person bushing inspection. I'd like to install the tool in the ground, so that way we can safely remove it off the tool and the tool stays where it needs to be positioned for measuring. Also makes it a little bit easier when you install it back in the breaker. So when we first start out, we drive the tool into the ground, and we're going to remove the plugs, the box plugs, remove the cover plate, remove the retainer bars, and the seal plugs. After removing the box plugs have a detent in them so that you can find the spot with a screwdriver to remove the plugs. Remove the box plugs, retaining pin, and cover plate. In order to get the seal plugs out, there's metal inside of the seal plug, so you never want to try to dig them out from the front. What you can do is install a screwdriver from the side, push in the middle of the plug, pop it out, remove the box seal plugs. Simple tools that make things easier for a tool inspection is a set of spring calipers, friction calipers, and a metric ruler. Anytime inspecting the tool, always make sure the top of the impact surface of the tool is always flat and clean. Should never have any type of grease or debris up on top. When measuring the tool, the maximum amount of wear is at the very lower part where the lower bushing rides and the very upper part where the upper bushing rides. So the critical points to measure a tool are going to be at the top, very top, about a half an inch down from the impact ring. So use your friction calipers, measure it against the metric ruler, and record your measurement. And when you go to the lower part, the same area, half inch up from where the bottom of the lower bushing, and measure it as well. When measuring the bushings, we want to make sure that we go to the very bottom. The tool wears the most at the lower bushing, at the very bottom of the lower bushing. It also wears at the top of the upper bushing. The more wear that you receive on the lower bushing will eventually transfer to the upper bushing. So it's very important that the tighter we keep the lower bushing will reduce the amount of wear on the upper bushing. When measuring the lower bushing, you do the same in the tool. You want to come in about a half of an inch in from the bottom, and you always measure front to back as the direction that the tool's working. Measure half an inch in. Use spring calipers because they will, once they're adjusted, they will return back to where they normally are. When measuring the upper bushing, it's very important that you go all the way up to the very top and come back down just slightly. And always make sure that even though you may not be able to see what you're measuring, you have to try to keep your measuring tools as straight as possible. While the tool's removed, it's also a good time to actually inspect the impact face of the piston. Something that oftentimes mechanics will tend to overlook is the condition of the impact surface. It's a good time while the tool's out. You can look at the impact surface for whether it's clean, if you see any cracks or there's any damage or anything.